Hey there, everybody. Hey, is Godzilla Kong the New Empire the best monster movie we've seen since way back 5 months ago when we got Godzilla -1? Or is it the worst one since Monster with Charlize Theron? And you'll have a monster's ball finding out my answer to that question in this week's episode of Movies America Live.
In a world where the number of movies available is great, but many are so bad, you'll learn a new definition of hate. One man sifts and reviews through the movie sludge. One man will be the movie cop, jury, and judge. He goes by many names, but you know him by Movies America.
Hey, everybody. Hey, happy Easter or happy whatever to all you heathens out there. Okay, so, but welcome to this episode of Movies America Live this Easter Sunday. As always, I am your humble host, Van Ebert, and we'll be talking about some Godzilla Kong, the New Empire in this here Movies America Live episode. Okay, so yeah, call your friends, call your family, let them know all about this, invite them in to this episode right here. Okay, so and if you want them to check it out live and be able to live chat with me, this is the time. Okay, so and like I mentioned, you can live chat with me here on the show through Rumble, YouTube, Pilled. If you live chat with me through Pilled, you might see yourself getting a little financial compensation later on. Okay, right there. So you betcha. Okay, so and yeah, we are going to talk about the latest Godzilla movie here from Adam Wingard, and it's just to drive home the point that we're talking about Godzilla Kong, the New Empire. Let me put up this super sweet movie poster up here. So, but yeah, this is Adam Wingard. He directed the last one, Godzilla versus Kong, and so he also directed one of my favorite movies of all time called The Guest. That if you've watched my show here regularly, you're probably pretty damn tired of me bringing up the movie The Guest, okay? You're probably like, we get it. You like the movie The Guest there, Van. Will you stop bringing it up all the time? But you're definitely going to hear about it now, obviously, because, I'm spoiler-free reviewing a movie from the director of The Guest here. But this is Adam Wingard's, one of his movies where he's been given a lot bigger budget than the $17.23 he got to make The Guest, okay? But I have to say that even though he only had $17.23 to make The Guest, it is 17% better than Godzilla Kong, the New Empire, okay? And you're going to get that point pointedly made clear to you as we go through this episode here of Movies America Live. So you will not be confused. I
have the right to tell.
Whoa, there we go. I don't know where that came from. I think we had a cross in the streams, Ghostbusters style right there. But let's try that again. There's my movie maniac right there, and then my fellow freedom-fueled film fanatics there. I definitely want to thank you for joining this episode. And let's get into the plot of Godzilla Kong, the New Empire here, to any of you that have not seen this movie yet. And again, this is a spoiler-free review. So this starts off at the events that take place at the end of Godzilla versus Kong, where they've got Kong, and he is down in Hollow Earth, which is like this Earth in the middle of Earth, like down by the Earth's core or something like that. So Kong is down there in this Hollow Earth, and then Godzilla is separated from him, and Godzilla is on the surface of the Earth, okay? And so Godzilla takes care of or protects, I was going to say, protects humans from the other kaiju or the other monsters, the other titans. But I hesitate to say it's protect because Godzilla doesn't care one whiff about how many buildings and how many things it destroys as it's protecting us from the other monsters. Okay, so you in this movie, when you're seeing Godzilla fight against the evil titans, and it's just Godzilla's just destroying buildings, you can just imagine all the poor innocent people that are in that high rise, in that skyscraper, just typing up a report, for their boss, and all of a sudden, boom, they're dead. Okay, because Godzilla, or the monster Godzilla is fighting, is just completely obliterated their skyscraper. Okay, so don't forget to send lilies to their funeral. Okay, so I don't know if Godzilla's necessarily protecting everybody as much as we might think here, but that's where Godzilla's at. He's on the surface of the planet, so they're separated. That's the point I'm trying to make, is Kong is separated from Godzilla. Well, then there's kind of a weak plot point at the beginning where there's some distress signal being sent from Hollow Earth that the little girl from the original movie, or the last movie, who's a friend of King Kong or Kong, and she's like the supposed last member of this tribe. Well, she can detect some signal, or it's throwing her off or something like that. And then there's a research team that's down on Hollow Earth, and they're like little signal grabber or whatever it's detecting this distress signal to, or some signal. They don't know it's a distress signal at the beginning of the movie. Well, so they do determine, okay, it's a distress signal. So that precipitates them, or that gives them some reason. It gives the humans reasons to go down to Hollow Earth to investigate. And that's kind of the jumping off point for the plot. They go down to Hollow Earth, and then also Godzilla is detecting, I think he's detecting the distress signal, or getting some kind of signal or sign of some impending threat to everybody. And Godzilla is made aware of something that he decides that he's got to fight. Okay, he's got to fight this unknown lurking evil, for whatever reason. So you have Godzilla up on the Earth, and he's taking out all these other titans in order to gather up their energy to build up his own energy in order to fight this impending threat. Then you got the humans. They're traveling down to Hollow Earth to figure out where this distress signal is coming from, and Kong is already down there, and then Kong is helping the humans out. Godzilla is on his way down to Hollow Earth, but for much of the movie, the humans don't know that. And then Kong, he encounters some new, some other Kongs down there. And one of the other Kongs is like this little baby Kong that you see in the trailer. And none of this stuff that I'm telling you is spoiling it. This is all in the trailer. And so that kind of just sets the table for the rest of the movie, for the action set pieces in the movie here. And just that kind of just gives you the plot, and it's sets the table for all kinds of CGI and useless human-to-human banter and all that stuff in this movie right here. Let me just take a minute here. I'm just going to just check on the chat here and see if anybody has joined here. So typically, right when I start at 3 Central here, don't really have anybody in the chat there right off the bat. So it's the old fashionably late kind of thing. So I think we are good to go right there. But yeah, I've got plenty to see, or say about this movie here. I mean, I got to be honest with you, everybody. I got to be honest with you here, because that's what I am. That's what I try to be. Is I try to be honest with you. Okay, and this movie is going straight, to be honest, straight into my CGI till you puke bargain bin at Walmart to keep Shazam! Fury of the Gods, Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania, and The Flash Company in the old bargain bin. This is pretty much Ow My Balls with monkeys and lizards, okay? Now, I've heard people say, as long as you just go into the movie expecting nothing more than Godzilla versus Kong destruction, then you'll like this movie. Sad to say, but that's a commentary on the intellect of today's moviegoer to willingly lower your standards in order to not just tolerate, but like this brainless light show. Save the chasing the laser around the room for your cat, okay? Not you. You're better than that, right? The expectation should be on Hollywood to write better movies, not for you to dumb yourself down enough to like their phoned in garbage. I don't have a problem with making a movie with monsters tearing things up. I mean, not everything has to be The Godfather. That being said, write it in a way where you actually care what happens and it's something, and write it in a way that where it legitimately puts you on the edge of your seat. Godzilla versus Kong, the movie that came out in 2021, did a slightly better job at the latter. I still didn't give a lick what happened to anyone in that movie, but at least the action was written well and staged and filmed well. Godzilla -1 really was a diamond in the rough regarding caring about what happens to the humans in monster movies. I was hoping for nothing but the best for Noriko and Koichi and Kumiko in Godzilla -1. In the American Godzilla movies from Legendary and Warner Brothers, all the humans could get barbecued by some Godzilla nuclear breath in the first 2 minutes of the movie, and I'd probably cheer. Okay. I just hope that Godzilla and Kong would get hooked up with some righteously delicious baked beans and potato salad and cornbread to go on the side of their barbecued humans there. Now, look, I get it. Okay. You watch these monster movies for the human interactions, like you watch adult movies to watch a sorority girl have a conversation with a plumber. Okay. I get it. It's sad that the writers have gotten way too comfortable to that reality and have just stopped trying, to be perfectly honest. The humans are just exposition dumpers and scale demonstrators. Now we have Rebecca Hall. She returns to play Dr. Exposition Dumper. And then we have Dan Stevens. He debuts in this universe as a wild and wacky kaiju veterinarian who wears Ace Ventura's hand-me-down Hawaiian shirts and drips of hippy dippy, okay? And then we also have Brian Austin Green or Brian Bagel Bombs, or is it? Oh, it's Brian Tyree Henry. He fills the obligatory person of color comic relief minus the comedy, as he tries to do in many, many movies. He was also in that Bullet Train movie with Brad Pitt. And then there's Kaylee Hottle as Gia. She's the little girl that Kong bonds with. Now I'm going to go easy on her since she's a kid actor. Everyone else, though, I'm taking a flamethrower too, okay? I mean, I'm like Colonel Frank Slade, in Scent of a Woman, Al Pacino, in Scent of a Woman. I'm taking a flamethrower to this whole place, okay? I mean, stop just deciding on movies because of the paycheck they're actors, okay? I know you have houses in Malibu and Miami to pay for, but have some pride in your filmography for Pete Buttigieg's sake. I mean, Rebecca Hall shows up in a haircut that screams her telling her stylist, cut it in a way that'll make me least attractive to men, while at the same time attracting as many WNBA players as possible. She's got the personality of a 100-year-old box of grape nuts, to be honest with you. Dan Stevens, oh, how the mighty have fallen since I first saw his acting talent in the legendary The Guest movie that I was mentioning earlier. Since then, Dan Stevens' acting career has gone down like Kristen Stewart at a post-women's softball league house party. What a waste. And then we have, and then again to Brian Tyree Henry, who is nothing more than a dollar store Kevin Hart. He's pretty much interchangeable with Little Rel. You saw Little Rel as the person of color comic relief on Free Guy with Ryan Reynolds. If you have a very, very basic sense of humor, you'll probably bust a gut to everything that Brian Tyree Henry says in this. Do yourself a favor and look elsewhere for entertainment, to be perfectly honest here. So, but yeah, that's you know, that's what I have to say so far, okay, about Godzilla Kong, the new Empire here. And hey, we've got Unfolding Joker here toasting, and a toast to you, good sir, for joining the show right there. I'm glad you could make it here for some Godzilla Kong, the new Empire here. So, and yeah, let me toast you and get a little tug off the beer that I will be telling you about here in a little bit. Ooh, refreshing. Yes. An Unfolding Joker definitely made it today. That is damn right. Absolutely there. All right. So, and right. So, well, I appreciate you just joining here and getting the lowdown on Godzilla Kong, the new Empire right there. I almost called it Ghostbusters Frozen Empire. That was the movie last week. Okay. We've got 2 movies in 2 weeks with the word Empire in it. And apparently it's just too much for my brain to handle right there. So, but real quick here, let me mix things up here a little bit, okay? Because we're all about the spice of life and variety right here. And let me mix it up by telling you all about tdpn.locals.com. And that is our Till Death podcast network website that has all our great content like videos and articles and blogs, all about movies and entertainment and booze, got, cocktail recipes, politics, hot button sizzling topics of the day, you name it. And, you might be saying to yourself, Van, I could get that kind of content in a million other places. Not in the way that we present it. Not anywhere else. Okay. So that part you got wrong. Okay. So we present it in a very distinct, unique way at tdpn.locals.com. And I'm trying to control my beer burps, as you can probably tell. It's not going well. But as you see down below, let me try to recover. As you see down below, if you put in promo code TDPN, you get 1 free month membership to tdpn.locals.com right there. And then after that 1 month of carte blanche full VIP access, it's just a measly $3 minimum to maintain your VIP champagne room access to the website there. Okay, so get to that website and do it right now. Check out all the great content, because I know I get bored. We all get bored sometimes, and you need a little entertainment to tantalize you. And I can't think of a better place to go than tdpn.locals.com, everybody. Yes. So get there, do it. All right. Don't hesitate whatsoever. Yeah, absolutely. So, all right. So, and I just had some random thoughts all about this movie here as well. I mean, it's a movie that's got a lot to it there, so it definitely provokes a lot of random thoughts. And my first random thought about this is the third Godzilla / Kong property to make mention of Hollow Earth that I mentioned earlier. Last year, the Apple TV series Monarch: Legacy of Monsters dealt with Hollow Earth 2, but it featured some different time / aging rules than this movie does. Now, in that series, time slows down in Hollow Earth, and I'll just leave it at that as to not spoil anything else right there. Another random thought about this is there's no Millie Bobby Brown in this one, and that's 1+ for this movie, okay? she's just one of those actresses that could really benefit from us all going back to the day before social media, where we didn't hear much about celebrities except what was curated by their PR people. Okay, remember those days, where the only time that you really heard from those celebrities is in their movies and their TV shows. And then if you want to, and then you heard from them like in People magazine or something like that, Us Weekly. It was way before, it was before social media, before, random, dumb celebrity could just jump on Instagram or X or something like that and just really demonstrate to you just how dumb they are. I mean, just like, I remember back in the day, I used to think celebrities, man, I used to confuse their talent with their level of intelligence right there. So I used to just kind of subconsciously just assume that these are very smart people with great takes on things, like learned, well-read people. And then we got social media, and it just demonstrated to you in your face that these people, if you lived in the same neighborhood as them, they would be the dumbest people in your neighborhood. Okay, extremely talented from an acting standpoint. Well, some of them, but from a everything that matters in the world standpoint, dumb as a box of rocks right there. Okay, so all right, hey, let's mix it up here again because I'm getting a little thirsty here. Okay, and that tells me that's my sign for a little brew review time. All right, yeah. So let's adjust that little camera angle right there. We go. Gotta get all our ducks in a row. Quack. All right. So for this brew review time, let me tell you all about a little the Imperial Texan. This is a double red double IPA, and this comes to me and to you from a brewery called the Martin House Brewing Company. And that's in Fort Worth, Texas. Okay. So, and this is some very, very tasty stuff. Okay. This is some heavy duty red ale action. Okay. To the tune of 9% alcohol by volume, which is nothing to sneeze at when it comes to a beer. Okay. So now it's not as heavy on the alcohol as, say, like a barley wine or something like that. But, it's enough to make a little bit of an impact on you if you drink enough of these. It's bombastic and it's bold, okay? And it's got this appealing aftertaste that lingers nicely afterwards, right there. Hence the word aftertaste, right? Okay. And I can just tell that this particular beer would pair nicely with some classic Irish pub grub, okay? Like we're talking like some bangers and mash or some fish and chips. I could see this Imperial Texan pairing nicely with some of that stuff. And now that I'm talking about that, now I'm getting hungry. So, congratulations to me for getting my stomach growling over here. Okay. So, but just to hold me off here, just to keep the hunger pangs at bay, let me take a tug off this bad boy right here. Very good. Very good right there. So, yeah, so the Imperial Texan from Martin House Brewing Company in Fort Worth, Texas. And then now, again, as I always say, most of the time, depending on the beer that I review, you're probably not going to be able to just, hop in your jalopy and, cruise on down to your local Gas and Gulp and grab yourself some Imperial Texan. Okay, you're probably going to have to go, let me try again, probably going to have to go someplace like Open Bar, that's an app, or drizzly.com or gopuff.com, someplace like that, to ship the beer to you. And I'm not getting any money from those places or from Martin House Brewing Company. Okay, so this is a completely objective review right here. And I'm not going to wink because that's legit. Totally objective. I'm not getting any compensation for this review here. But yeah, you'll have to probably go to one of those sites or apps to get your hands on it. But it makes it worth it, or it's worth it to go to those apps to check out the Imperial Texan. And hey, yeah, maybe pair it up with some good old Irish pub fare or something like that. Because yeah, now I got to find myself an Irish pub, okay, to to bring in my own beer, which I'm sure they will not frown on at all. Okay, so but anyway, that has been Brew Review Time. All right, so quick reminder that the Movies Merica Spoiler Warning Show is going to take place as normal this Thursday night, and that takes place at 7 Eastern, 6 Central, 5 Mountain, and was it 4 Pacific? There we go. I couldn't do math there for a second there, so it's apparently too much of this right here. Okay, so it's definitely not making my math skills very imperial. But yeah, Movies Merica spoiler warning this Thursday night. And of course, we'll be talking spoilery, all spoiler filled. We'll be having a spoiler filled conversation all about Godzilla Kong, the New Empire. Okay, so right now I'm just kind of like, on my tippy toes, trying to, not spoil anything as I'm reviewing it today. Okay, so it's kind of like walking on eggshells. Okay, it's not pretty. It's a very tough, and hopefully I'm not
Crash and burn, huh, Mav?
Yeah, as I try to review this right here and spoiling anything. But yeah, definitely join me this Thursday nights, Movies Merica spoiler warning. Okay, and you can live chat with me during that show where we'll be talking about Godzilla, Kong, the New Empire. Maybe some of you will have seen it by then, or maybe you haven't and you just want to watch the show anyway and you don't care if it's spoiled, because push come to shove, this is a monster movie. It's Godzilla, Kong, and they're just fighting each other and destroying a bunch of crap. Like, really, what's there to spoil, right? It's that kind of movie. Okay, it's not some highly dramatic movie where there's all kinds of plot points that you don't want to have spoiled, right? But also, if you don't want it spoiled, but you still want to support me, maybe help me out a little bit in a way that takes zero effort on your part, or pretty close to zero effort, just turn the episode on Thursday night, like, open up another tab on your browser or something like that, and just fire up the show there and just mute it. And you don't have to worry about the movie being spoiled, but that still helps me out with watch minutes, for the almighty algorithm on YouTube and Rumble and Pilled that rules our lives. Okay, it helps me out with that algorithm right there. So I definitely appreciate that. That is fantastic, everybody, if you could help me out with that. Now, one thing that I always like to mention, one segment that I always like to interject in to my Movies Merica Live episodes, is telling you whether or not a movie is a woke after-school special. It is Godzilla Kong, the New Empire, a woke after-school special. Not that I could tell. Of course, it's hard to tell when contradictorily, if that's a word. If it's not, it is now. You're sleeping most of the time through a movie, okay? I mean, I can't detect any wokeness if I'm, in fact, not awake, okay? That's how boring this movie was to me. And, I mean, we're talking about a movie where you've got these monsters, these titans, these kaiju, fighting each other, destroying buildings, leveling cities and skyscrapers and all kinds of stuff flying around, special effects out the wazoo. But we get so many of those movies that, at least speaking for myself, I'm just numb to all these CGI or these orgies of CGI, right? And so when I see a movie like this, quite frankly, I mean, a lot of times, if it doesn't have a good story, it just knocks me right out. I just pass out. I just get Z's when I go see the movie. And so I unfortunately was not awake enough to detect any wokeness. But if any of you watching right now, or if you're watching this movie later on, or this episode later on, you want to note in the comments, let me know if there's any wokeness in this movie and I just didn't pick up on it because I was sleeping my butt off. Okay, I mean, this movie could have snuck in some white people or so stupid jokes in, and I could have easily missed them. It could have just threw in some woke things like that, but and I just completely missed them because I was I was pretty much just passed out right there. Okay, all right. So and then also, hey, I would be remiss if I didn't let you guys know that, hey, if you guys are picking up what I'm putting down or you're just digging what I'm doing here, warning you off of a movie, because it's a woke after school special or not, or warning you off a movie if it just plain sucks like this movie does. If you appreciate, someone, going to some measure of effort to warn you off of that, then, hey, you can, show me a little financial appreciation. Throw me $1 or $2 or 100 or whatever. I mean, hey, go crazy. If you just got yourself a raise and you're feeling extremely generous today and you want to, you want to, demonstrate that generosity on yours truly here, by all means. So in order to do that, you can, if you are watching on YouTube, you can give me what's called a super chat. And in order to give me a super chat, just throw $1 or $2 my way. You just have to click on the button down by where you type in your live chat in YouTube and click on the button that has a dollar bill on it. Now, if you're on Rumble, it's a button that has a dollar sign on it, and that's your way to give me what they call a Rumble rant, and that's a way in Rumble you can give me $1 or $2, okay? And then in Pilled, if you're watching me on pilled.net in the live chat, then you can give me what's called gold pills. And in the world of pilled.net, gold pills equate to money, to moolah, to dinero, okay? And if you give me gold pills there, then that just shows me a little financial appreciation, shows me a little financial love. And hey, far be it from me to refuse your hard-earned dollars, okay? Especially in this day of Bidenomics. I know it's a little harder for everybody to get by. Well, unless you're a Biden. Unless you're one of the elites, okay? If you're one of the elites, you're like, bad economy? What bad economy? I'm doing pretty good. I'm still got my caviar. I still got my Dom Perignon. I'm still sitting in the lap of luxury over here. I'm living it up. So all you peasants, stop griping about Bidenomics, all right? So stop griping. Absolutely. Okay. But that's enough ranting from me here about throwing a little money my way. But my final thoughts here about Godzilla, Kong, the Final Empire, or the First Empire, or whatever the hell the movie's called. Don't waste your money at the theater or even on video on demand on this movie, okay? It might even be too much of a sacrifice to actually watch it for free later on down the road, when it's on Max or, Hulu or whatever, okay? That might be too much of a sacrifice to watch it that way. I mean, the cost to your brain cells may just not be worth it, okay? Just watch Godzilla -1 again, since it was made by filmmakers that actually like the audience and wants to entertain them, okay? So, and just reward a movie and the filmmakers of a movie like Godzilla -1 with your viewership, okay? I mean, because unfortunately for filmmakers who don't really like their audience or don't really appreciate their audience enough to make a good Godzilla Kong movie, like Adam Wingard, unfortunately, Godzilla -1 is the worst thing that could happen for them, because now they have to step up their game. And unfortunately, with Godzilla, Kong, the New Empire, Adam Wingard did not step up his game in this particular instance whatsoever. Okay, so all right, so I'm going to check out to see if we got anybody on in the live chat on Pilled, because what I could do is, like I was mentioning earlier, if you're watching me on Pilled and you're in the live chat, then I can pay you back. I can make it worth your while to live chat with me on Pilled by giving you some gold pills, which again, like I said before, equate to moolah. Okay. And so what I can do is release the scratch and release some pills, gold pills on everybody in the live chat on Pilled, but not seeing anybody in there. So, hey, you snooze, you lose, you don't get dick. Okay. So, or maybe you do get that, but you're not getting any gold pills here. No one in the live chat on Pilled. that I could see. So, hey, that's one less thing for yours truly to have to do here. But I think we're going to wrap it up. I think I'm going to wrap it up here on this episode of Movies Merica Live. And yeah, hey, we got the Dav Raz 01 here, and right here coming to us right there from, there we go, asking, do you know when Godzilla -1 comes out on Blu-ray? And hey, first off, thanks a lot for joining the episode. Always great to see someone new here. And to answer your question here, I believe it's coming out in May. So I believe like May 6th, I think is the date that I've heard. So, and I think it's actually already out in Japan. I think it's out on Blu-ray on Japan. So, and I'm glad you mentioned Blu-ray, because I always recommend getting hard copies of movies right there. And I'm definitely going to be getting Godzilla -1 on 4K UHD when it comes out here. So, but I'm pretty sure like early May is what I've heard when that's coming out. So, but yeah, absolutely good to see some new blood on Movies Merica Live right there. And with that, people, get out there, people. Those movies aren't going to watch themselves. See ya.
Hey, everybody! Hey! I got the police after me. They're coming after me, okay? But I got just enough time to ask you. Just like this video, if you would, and then subscribe to this channel, okay? I'm gonna be in handcuffs pretty soon. I gotta tell you. And so before they haul me off, make sure you watch these videos over here, okay? And thanks for watching this video and the Till Death Podcast Network, okay? I gotta go.